Standard sleeper, the 48-inch bunk. The 48-inch sleeper is the minimum. The entry point into what the industry calls over-the-road operation runs long enough that the driver needs to sleep in the truck rather than return home between shifts. The 48-inch measurement refers to the depth of the sleeper compartment behind the cab. 48 inches from the back wall of the cab to the rear wall of the sleeper. That gives you enough room for a bunk, typically 42 inches wide by 80 inches long. A small storage area underneath, and almost nothing else. Standing up is not fully possible depending on the driver's height. Changing clothes requires either flexibility or creativity. The bunk folds up against the back wall when not in use to create marginally more floor space. This is functional. It is not comfortable. A driver on a 48-inch sleeper is getting the minimum viable rest environment. The bunk is a bunk. The insulation from road noise and cab temperature depends on the truck model and age. Midroof sleeper, the 60-70-inch bunk, at 12 to 20 inches behind the bunk, and something significant changes. The 60 to 70-inch sleeper allows a driver of average height to stand upright in the sleeper compartment, not fully. The roofline curves down toward the rear, but upright enough to dress without sitting, to move from the bunk to the cab without the specific choreography that a 48-inch box demands. The midroof sleeper is the most common configuration on standard long-haul trucks from Freightliner, Kenworth, Peterbilt, Volvo, and International. It represents the industry's practical answer to the question of how much space a driver actually needs for extended over-the-road operation. The bunk size is similar to the 48-inch version, 42 inches wide, 80 inches long, but the additional depth allows for a small wardrobe space. A shelf system along the rear wall, and enough floor space that the sleeper feels like a room rather than a closet. Storage in a midroof sleeper is designed with the efficiency of a boat interior. High roof sleeper, the 70 to 80-inch full stand-up. Now the sleeper becomes a room. The high roof sleeper raises the roofline of the sleeper compartment to allow full standing height for drivers up to 6 feet tall. The exterior profile of the truck changes visibly. The high roof extends above the cab roof in a distinctive raised section that is immediately recognizable on the highway. Aerodynamically, it creates slightly more drag than a midroof. The fuel efficiency trade-off is real, but for drivers who spend significant time in the sleeper, the quality of life gain is considered worth it by most operators who have experienced both. Inside a high roof sleeper, the space opens up in ways that change how the truck functions as a living environment. A full-size bunk. Some configurations offer 42 inches wide. Others offer the premium 36 by 80-inch lower bunk with a separate upper bunk for team drivers, with enough overhead clearance to sit up fully without risk of hitting your head. A dedicated workspace along the rear wall or sidewall. Proper cabinet storage. In most configurations, a small refrigerator or cooler unit integrated into the cabinetry. Electrical outlets and USB ports at multiple locations for device charging, laptop operation, and entertainment systems. The high roof sleeper is where the truck stops being purely a work tool and starts being a functional home. Day cab, the baseline. Start here because understanding what a sleeper is requires understanding what it is not. The day cab has no sleeper compartment. It is a tractor built entirely around the driving position. Compact. Lighter. Less aerodynamic drag from a shorter overall length. Lower purchase price. Lower operating cost per mile on routes where the driver goes home every night. Day cabs dominate regional and local operations. A driver running a 300-mile radius, making multiple stops, returning to the terminal every evening, that driver does not need a sleeper. Adding one adds weight, adds length, adds cost, and provides nothing useful for that operational profile. The day cab is not a lesser truck. It is the right tool for the right job. A day cab Kenworth T680 or a Peterbilt 579 pulling a regional dry van route is a perfectly matched piece of equipment. The mistake is running a day cab on a job that requires overnight operation, which happens more than it should when companies try to cut costs by putting long-haul freight on regional equipment. Raised roof premium sleeper, the custom interior. The high roof sleeper is a standard product. The raised roof premium sleeper is a configured one. Every major truck manufacturer offers premium interior packages for their high roof sleeper platforms. Freightliner's Cascadia with the Evolution interior package. Kenworth's T680 with the premium sleeper option. Peterbilt's 579 with the ultraloft configuration. Volvo's VNL 860. These are not different trucks. They are the same high roof platform with interior appointments that change the driving and living experience significantly. Premium sleeper interiors include full-size lower bunks, 42 inches wide rather than 36, with mattress systems that are engineered for truck vibration rather than adapted from residential mattresses, leather, or premium vinyl seating at the workstation, LED lighting systems with adjustable color temperature so the driver can wind down before sleep rather. Then going from full work lighting to darkness, climate control systems with dedicated sleeper zone temperature management separate from the cab Team driver sleeper. 2 people, 1 moving truck. Team driving is a specific operational model that requires a specific sleeper configuration. 2 drivers, 1 truck. The truck does not stop moving except for fuel and inspections, while 1 driver operates, the other sleeps. When the first driver reaches their hours of service limit, they swap. The truck keeps rolling. Team driving maximizes the truck's revenue-generating hours. A solo driver is legally limited to 11 hours of driving in a 14-hour window, then must take a 10-hour rest break. A team truck effectively eliminates that rest stop. The truck continues while the off-duty driver sleeps in the bunk. Coast-to-coast delivery times that take a solo driver 3 days can be completed in under 2 days by a team. The sleeper for team operation has specific requirements. 2 bunks, upper and lower, both large enough for a full-size adult to sleep comfortably. Condo sleeper. The mobile home. The condo sleeper is not a standard production option. It is what happens when an owner-operator decides that the truck is home and builds it accordingly. Condo sleeper conversions take a high-roof sleeper platform and extend the sleeper compartment further, sometimes significantly further, beyond the standard factory dimensions. Custom fabricators build extensions onto the rear of the cab that can add 12, 18, or 24 inches of additional depth to the sleeper. The result is a living space that approaches the interior area of a small studio apartment mounted behind a Class 8 tractor. Inside a well-executed condo sleeper, you find things that would not be out of place in a camper van or a boat. A full-size mattress on a fixed platform rather than a fold-up bunk. A small galley kitchen with a 2-burner cooktop, a microwave and a genuine refrigerator rather than a cooler box. A wardrobe with actual hanging space. A seating area with a real chair rather than a folding seat. Some builds include a wet bath, a shower, and toilet in an integrated bathroom compartment at the rear of the extended sleeper.